Hi, so I'm Jada. This video is being filmed on a toaster. I just grabbed it from my kitchen. And I am making this video to talk about the album The Bastards by Palaye Royale. Because I cannot rant to anyone in my life about this without running the risk of annoying them. So, I am going to go through the tracks one by one, and I'm going to talk about each of them with my completely unprofessional opinion. And I have nothing but good things to say, so this is just going to be an album of me strictly praising them. So we're starting with Little Bastards. When I first heard the chorus of this song, I was so thoroughly impressed and excited because it was catchy, it was lyrically sound, I was blown away. It was such a polished version of what I've known Palaye to be as a fan from the 3 years that I've supported them. It was clean, it was effective, and it's very replayable. Not my favorite, but really good. So the next one is Massacre the New American Dream. This one is not my favorite. Couldn't tell you why. But that being said, it's really good. I like how they put something political into their album, especially within these times. It is important to talk about how we normalize tragedy in this society. And some of the lyrics open up space for a bigger conversation on what our society is like. And I think that it is really fun. It's a fun song. It's about some depressing stuff, but it's a good listen, and it's on my running playlist. The next one is Anxiety, and it is very well one of my favorites on the album. It starts off with such a bang, and I was not expecting how loud it was going to be. It spooked me a little. But when the singing starts and the bass kicks in, it's so good. The bass just, I think that is the aspect that makes me want to go absolutely insane, because it comes in so powerfully and it just carries the song through all of the intensity. And I think I need to shut up about the bass, because that is all I can talk about when I talk about this song. A common theme throughout the album is a really tasteful, well done, clean sounding heaviness that I was not expecting. I personally am a really big fan of their first album, Side A, and it was whimsical, but it wasn't too heavy to the point where it was the staple of the album, if that makes sense. And Anxiety is just so heavy, and it's so good. And my favorite lyrics from the chorus are, "I was born to be anything, but raised to be mean. I'm a masterpiece." I think that speaks so well to the way that we are taught how to be successful in society. It's like we're constantly having our fight or flight triggered, and we're told that in this world, if you want to survive, you have to fight, and you have to be merciless. I love the little hints of technological sounds in there, like when Remington's scream sort of fades and he sounds like a robot malfunctioning, and it's really cool. When concerts are allowed again, I cannot wait to rage to this one. It is going to go so hard live. The next song is Tonight Is the Night I Die, and this song and Lonely really, I think, showcase a little bit more low-key sound to Palaye, where their drums are not as prominent. Because when I think of Palaye, I think really heavy drums, really upbeat drums, and Lonely and Tonight is the Night I Die do not really feature that as heavily. They do not rely so heavily on drums, and I like it. So this song experiments with some really angelic sounds, and I cannot get over the part where in the background of the chorus Remington is saying "Believe Me." It's the song, I think. And I was not expecting the rap in the second verse, if you could call it that, but it goes hard, and I like it. I feel like I've been saying that a lot, but I really do like this album. The next one is Lonely. This song is great. It's good. It's not my favorite, but it's really good, and I think the thing that sold it to me the most was the music video, because it was so vulnerable and so honest and so raw. I mean, it hit me in the feels, it got me crying, so congratulations on that. But it made me really appreciate the fact that Palaye is taking the opportunity to go to those dark places with that album and take the opportunity to be cathartic with it and really like tell their story, which is, I love hearing people's stories, and this was a heartbreaking one, but it was told in a really masterful way. It's heartbreaking and it's honest, and I like that. I have nothing bad to say. So, Hang On to Yourself is the next song, and I love this one for how theatrical it is. It's really fun. I can never be in a bad mood when I listen to this song. The guitar in it is really excellent, really fun, really fresh sounding. It's upbeat, it's clean. This album is produced really well, and this is a song that I just want to dance to. It's not my favorite, but it's I appreciate it for what it does, you know? Okay, I'm really excited about this next one. So, Fucking With My Head is one of my favorites. Hands down, solely for how addictive the chorus is. When this song was first released, I think it was one of the first singles that they released off this album. And I remember downloading it, and I think I listened to it for about 20 minutes, just waiting for the chorus to come around again, because again, the bass is really good in this song, and it feels like it's almost bouncing. That sounds weird, but it's addictive. It's completely addictive, and it's catchy, and the harmonies really make the chorus. Every time I hear the chorus, it's almost like I'm hearing it for the first time, because it is that good. The screaming at the end, really fun. I was not expecting that when I heard it for the first time, but it worked. Like, it worked. And, okay. I had actually heard this song live before, and it was not my favorite at all. I did not take the chance to get into it. I did not illegally download it from YouTube. I was not a super fan of it when I first heard it live before it was released. I was not a fan of it when I first heard it live, but the studio version really made me fall in love with it, and it is a classic to me. The next one is Nervous Breakdown. I love the dynamics in this one. I love how the heaviness and the screaming contrasts with the more melodic, soft part. The lyrics are also really good. When Remington sings, "You say you love me, but you still left me." Okay? Like, go off. I really like it. It's really sad. I relate to this one. And it's good. It's really good. Still not my favorite, but good. Nightmares. This is, I would say, one of the 3 or 4 real powerhouses on the album. I would say the powerhouses are Anxiety, Nightmares, Black Sheep. But where to start with Nightmares? I love how the guitar comes in and it's just guns blazing. I love the chorus. It's so catchy. My dreams become my nightmares. My mind won't go to sleep. So I embrace the terror. My soul is yours to keep. I think I looked up the lyrics before I started filming this, and I had actually misheard the chorus, but when I read the actual lyrics, I got chills. It was really, really good. Oh, the next one's Masochist. I think I was the most excited. Okay. I was almost the most excited for this song because Redeemer, I think I was a little bit more excited for because I've been hearing whisperings about Redeemer for years. I know people who've heard Redeemer live, but never got the chance to hear it. But I have heard Masochist, and one summer I illegally downloaded a bunch of unreleased Palaye songs to get ready for a concert because I like to know what I'm getting into when I'm going to a concert, and I look up the set list. So I downloaded Masochist, and it was the shittiest quality recording. I could not even hear the lyrics. But even just the terrible quality audio recording of this song got me so hyped because it's just that good of a song. I'm speechless. I've been speechless for a really long time about this one. But I love the themes of faith in this one. I love the lyric, "cut glass in sheets of lies." It's just really exciting, and they did this song justice. I've listened to illegal audio recordings, and I've heard it live, and I think that the studio version really does it justice. It is fun, and I love it. So the next one's Doom, and it killed me. The first time I listened to this song, I think it genuinely killed me. Firstly, it was so creepy sounding, but not in a bad way. It was sinister, I think is the word. It was so dark, but done in a really nice way. The beat was so slow that it was almost excruciating to listen to. It felt like I was just being dragged along on a journey that I did not want to go on. And I think that that's the point, because when you look at the lyrics, it's talking about how painful it can be to be alive. And I think that when a person is feeling that way, you feel like you're being dragged through the days like the beat drags on in that song. Just an excruciatingly slow pace. And I think that the sonic portrayal of the lyrics in the instrumental is really excellent with this one. This one also made me cry, my first listen. So again, thanks for that. Black Sheep routinely gets stuck in my head. This is one of my favorite ones to listen to and to sing because it's just, I really like the melody and I really like the lyrics, and it's just one of those songs that gets stuck in your head. I think that this is one of the objectively best songs on the album. Obviously, I like every single one because I am a fan of this band, but I think that this is one that has the most appeal to be liked by a wider audience than their fan base. I can so clearly envision myself at a concert just headbanging to this one and giving it 110%. I cannot wait for concerts to come back because this one will be really fun live. So the next one is Stay, and this one gives me My Chemical Romance vibes in the best way possible. It's like Palaye met Danger Days and had a baby with conventional weapons, and that is a really high praise. I mean, that is a compliment. And I like how relatively low-key it is in comparison to the album, but then the ending of the song is really heavy and it almost feels more desperate, which I think really fits with the theme of the song. It's really good and catchy, and the chorus gets stuck in my head, and I was really impressed by this one. I could see this being a lot of people's favorites. And so I wasn't prepared for Redeemer. I've been hearing about this song for 2 years. This song was played at acoustic shows, and it was not allowed to be recorded. So I never heard it before it was released on this album. And it's so good. It's so sad, and it's probably the most divergent from Palaye's sound. It almost reminds me a little bit of The End's Beginning, their EP. But it is heartbreaking and honest, and it is everything that I needed the song to be. It is theatrical. I like the one sound that comes in like the end of the second verse where it sounds like a little bit of a clock ticking. I love the strings. I love the piano. It's everything I hoped it would be and more. And so I was not disappointed. Not a single bit disappointed. And the last song on the record is Lord of Lies. What a fun song. Like, I can genuinely feel how much fun they had with this one. And I'm so glad that Redeemer was not the end of the album. Lord of Lies came through with one last final push and hurrah, and it almost feels like a reflection of the album where they're showcasing that we can pull off this crazy style of music and we have it in us. I like the story of the song. I like that it was done in one take vocally. It's so good. So, in conclusion, I really like this album, and I was really not disappointed. I've mentioned, I've been a fan for a while, and I was a little worried, not gonna lie, coming up to this album. I had no idea what it was going to be, and I was not let down. I am so genuinely proud of this performance and this product, and I really believe in this band. I have for a long time. It feels like, anyway. And I'm just so excited to see where they go because they have a lot of talent, and I think they see music in a way that not a lot of people do these days. So with that being said, that concludes my rant. Thank you for listening. And I'll probably do this again sometime.